Junkyard Junkie, back here with another video. In today's video, we're going to be adding something that's much needed on these 12th generation Ford F-150s. We'll be installing an aftermarket radio, so I'll show you exactly how you need to take the dash apart, remove the old radio, and install your new one. In my case, I got the Pioneer DMH-W2770 NEX. This comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, so no matter which device you got, you're covered both ways. I've had experiences with this in the past, installing this in customers' cars and even some of my friends. Now you will have to get a doubled in and dash harness kit and something to retain your steering wheel controls. Now this is the kit I got right here. As you can see, this one came with the doubled in dash kit. It came with the wiring harness, it came with the antenna adapter, and it also came with a pack module for steering wheel controls, which is who I like to use anyways. And it was just cheaper to get it as one big bundle. But you can always buy all these separately if you choose to do it that way. Anyways, enough talking about it. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so coming in here, right there where our USB and aux port is, we're going to take that off right now. Just get in there underneath it with a pry tool. It should pop out just like that. Okay, now we're just going to disconnect it. So just push in, pull out. Then right there, push in, pull out. Okay, so there's 3 7mm bolts we got to get to. One is behind that little cover we just took off. Okay, now for the other two, they're going to be right under this little plastic thing right here, so you can get your plastic pry tool. So now you have one right there and one right there. So just simple. Okay, now we have to pop out these two side pieces right here. Okay, so first thing you want to do is just grab down here and pull it out. Just work your way up. Now this one isn't going to come like all the way out, but you just want to get enough of a gap so this whole thing will come out. Okay, so right down here, you're just going to do the same thing. Just grab and pull. It's going to come loose. We're going to grab, just pull. Just make sure not to break anything. Once you got it loose, that's good enough. Now we'll be able to get to everything we need to. So now that you got both those loose, what you want to do is come in here, just pull on it. And it may be a little stuck over there. Just rock it loose. There we go. This likes to get stuck behind that, so just be careful. So now we got to come behind here and unplug all this. Okay, so first we're going to take this one off. Just on the bottom here, press in, pull out. Now we're going to move it right over here to this one. This one, we're just going to reach in here, press down right here where my thumb is, pull it out. Now we just got our HVAC controls and our 12-volt outlet. Okay, so we've almost got them all out. Right here, you're just going to press both these in, rock it out. And this gray one right here, it's got a little push tab right here. Okay, so for our 12-volt outlet, it's on this side. You just press in. So this side right here, press in, pull out. There we go. Now we can remove this whole little assembly here. Okay, so we have 4 7mm holding our disc player in. We need to remove that. So okay, now that it's free, we can just pull it right out. Try not to lose your bolts. Okay, so looking at the back of the CD deck, we have one big plug-in, another plug-in, we got our antenna wire, and then this last wire. So all of them, you're just going to press and pull out, press, pull out. Antenna, you just pull it out. came out a little harder than it should have. Then the yellow one, just press and pull out. There we go. Now we're going to go inside and start putting our HVAC controls into our new doubled in dash kit. Okay, so if we look here, this is our new one. Here's our old one. These are Torx bits. I'll tell you what that is in just a second. We got to take out our 12 volt outlet. That's pretty simple. What you'll do, it'll have two tabs directly across from each other. Press that in, push it down. So we got one there. You want to press it in, push down, it went in. And our other one is right here. So you just want to press in, push down. Now sometimes it may pop back up. If it does, just push it down, let it come out. So you'll just take that outlet, just stick it right into the new one. Should fit right in there snugly. There we go, we snapped it in there just like that. Okay, so it fought me a little bit, but it popped right in. I just didn't get the shot. All you do is just press it in real good. It should pop in. Next, we'll go ahead and get these switches up here put in. Okay, so all this is just push in and push down at the same time. Now that's come loose, and you're going to do the same thing over here on this side. Just push in. There we go. Okay, make sure you have it going the right way. You're just going to simply push it back in the new one. Okay, so there's going to be two little tangs holding those tabs in. We have to remove this. Just spread them out with your finger. Pull up. There we go. That's our aux. Got that out. Okay, so here's our two. This is for our aux. Here's our skew. This is from Infig car stereo. And then this is for our USB. Go ahead and take our aux out first. Now, once again, if you've seen the other video, this is 3D printed, which is pretty funny. It's going to have one notch there, and it's going to have those two little tangs sticking out. You got your one notch there and two tangs. So all you got to do is line it up. You'll hear it snap in, and there's your new aux port. Okay, so we just got to put our USB port in. Once again, it's funny they 3D printed it. I need to try that. But where this gap is, and it has this top little spot, they made it so it goes and connects to that little bevel right there. So all we got to do is take it, push it in, it snaps in. There we go, we have our new USB and aux ports. Now you just got to connect the other side to the radio. Okay, so now we have 4 T20s. We got one right here, one right here, one right here, and one right there. We'll go ahead and take those out so we can get our HVAC controls into our new dash kit. Okay, so now we just got these other two. After this, it's ready to come out. Just like that. Funny enough, I did not notice this, but if you look here, you can actually see the layer lines. This whole thing is 3D printed. That's impressive. Anyway, so back to putting this in. Just make sure you put it in the right way. It's kind of hard to mess it up at this point. And now we're going to get our little Torx started. Don't go crazy. It is 3D printed. Once you feel it stop, you're good. So this is what our dash looks like now. Okay, so now that we're done with everything that we needed to swap over, this right here will go on your radio, and it goes in here to give it a nice clean flush look. Okay, so on here you'll have to take these off if you're using a normal standard double din like I am. This is for those little miniature radios. Okay, so as you can see, I snipped it off. I could have snipped it a little bit shorter. Okay, you see that little notch? That's where the top of our radio is going to go. So we want to make sure both these are started. Stick our radio in. Now we can go ahead and put screws in it. Okay, so this should be your final product. I would say go ahead and take the screen protector off of it right before you put it together. That makes the most sense because I'm probably going to have to pull it back off if I can't start getting it lifted up. But other than that, it's time to get our wiring harness. This right here, it plugs in right here. And all you're going to do, it's super simple, is you're just going to color match all these wires with where they go. So if you look right up there, I have a video on how to wire up a radio. It's super simple. Go check that one out if you need help with that. But we're going to do all that off camera just to save time, make it easier. And then we'll get back to it once we're at our next spot. Okay, as you can see, you have a dial knob. Now for Pioneer, we need it to be facing 7. So I just took a screwdriver and turned it to 7. Now this thing's ready to go. Okay, so these are the wiring that came with it. It's really nice. They've already figured out which wires you need and all that. All we'll have to do is take this wire and plug it into our steering wheel control. Just like that. It's got a built-in fuse protector as well. And that part will get plugged in to this back side over here. So we'll just take it, plug it right in. Now all we gotta do is color match all these to our regular radio harness and we should be good to go. Okay, so another thing to note is these little metal tabs that actually go in and keep it held in are not on the new one. Why they didn't do that, I don't know. Okay, the hardest part about all this were these little metal clips. To get them off, it's really a pain. The middle spots are what clamps down. So I tried to pry those out and it just didn't want to come. So I took pliers, pulled it off and knocked out the plastic that came with it. And then I was able to stick them on. But I don't want to lie to y'all, it was a pain in the butt. Okay, so we ran the factory reverse camera from the mirror and the microphone. So now we're going to plug these up. If you didn't see that video, you can go check that out. So the microphone will go right here. And then that connects down there to where it says mic, right beside the blue little connector. Now the reverse camera has this brown wire and it'll say rear view camera in. All you gotta do is connect those. That should be good to go. Okay, so here's our new USB and aux, so we can retain that. All we're going to do is take our aux, and our radio has a aux in port right here. And it's simple as just plugging it up, make sure it snaps in. And then our radio has this USB, so we're going to take the USB coming out of the thing that we installed, and we're just going to plug it right up. Just like that. That's how you retain those. Okay, so with our wiring harness, we're going to connect it into our factory harness. Just snap it in. And then we're going to use this one. Snap it in. Okay, so next up with this vehicle, you have to have an antenna adapter, which it was included in the kit. You just stick it in there, it'll click. And then we got a regular antenna adapter, and that just plugs in right down there. Perfect. So now we're ready to try our radio. So we're going to stick it in here and at least test it before putting it back together. Okay, so this is what you'll see when you boot it up. You want to go ahead and connect your phone. Let me do that right now. Okay, so once you connect it, you can see Apple CarPlay has lit up. Same thing if you connected to your Android, you'd have Android Auto. Just click Apple CarPlay. There we go, we got Apple CarPlay. Now I'm going to go through and test and make sure the phone works, make sure my steering wheel controls work, all that good stuff. But you want to make sure all that works before you button it back up because you don't want to have to take it back apart. Okay, so we're going to make sure that the reverse camera works. So I'm just going to put it in reverse. There we go. It's working just fine. Okay, so I'm glad I checked everything because the mic from Infig or whatever did not work. I even used their adapter. so I'm gonna have to message them and see what's going on there. But I just used the mic that came with the radio itself, and it works great. Okay, so now all you want to do is take all of your wiring and just stuff it back there with the radio, and then just install it the way it came out. And then we'll look at it once we got it back in. And what a difference that makes. Look at that. Now we have all the features to keep us safe on the road, and convenience-wise, it's just unmatched. It's way better than the stock radio, and it's not even that hard to do. So that's going to do it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please leave me a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.